Oh, brother, let me sell something up here. Saw, dude. Guess I can't really see shit, can I? Here, let me do this real quick. There we go. That way it's not too zoomed in on my face. Sure, yeah, we'll do this. Although I'm not really sure how I feel. I don't know. The PFFs might be the best. Sadly, but you got to go premium just to. All teams. All right, we're gonna do a mock draft today. 2026 mock draft. This is my first mock draft post combine, which is good. It's good just to get it out early. Not early, actually later than most people who do mock drafts. A lot of people do them early in the season just because they're addicts, unlike me. I'm just now getting into it. Really, just going to be open and honest. Not too deep into this year's prospects yet. But we're gonna just get into it anyway, you know. I do have a kind of an idea of like surface level for most of these prospects. Just going through the combine and stuff like that. So this is just gonna be a first round one. Nothing much else. I do have to fix the properties on this one. There we go. Okay. Full screen that boy. There we go. Okay. So, we got the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Giants this year as the top 5. And we'll start right away. Not sure I like how this is set up. This is kind of weird. And why is everything so much bigger on the screen? Okay, so let's just go right into it, I guess. This is going to be a draft that, from what I'm hearing, is not the most top-heavy draft, I'll say. There are a lot of not a lot of blue chip guys, and I'd say if we go and do it right now, there's Bane for me. Caleb Downs. David Bailey just doesn't do it. People like to put Sonny Styles. Jeremiah Love's one. People like to throw Sonny Styles in there. He tested really well. Obviously, height, weight, speed, athleticism. He's got it all. Still, he's an off-ball linebacker, and you guys will figure out, what's going on there. So yeah, not very, like, if you want blue chip talent, you're gonna have to have like the first 3 picks in the drafts. That's the first 3 or 4 picks. But when you go back to the back end of the first round, you're already into second round talents. Even when I go up like C.J. Allen, he's kind of a second round guy. Dylan Thieneman, I think he could be a first round talent for sure. Mesidor, same thing. But guys like Keldrick Falk, he's a project guy, second round. And we'll get into all these guys here in a second. So Fernando Mendoza, number 1. at the Raiders. Raiders fans obviously pretty bored of this tour. This rotation of just like mock draft after mock draft after mock draft is Mendoza. It's just how it's going to be. You guys are going to be bored. It's going to be boring offseason for you guys besides finding out if Max Crosby is going to get traded. So, number 2, the Jets. They can go a couple different ways here. For me, I would go Ruben Bain, but this is going to be a predictive mock draft. So, and I don't think Aaron Glenn is going to like how short his arms are. Plus, I mean, he does fit the scheme, though, for what like they want in an edge. Like, those smaller guys that can really, like, not a smaller guy, but, like, the guys that can really go after the passer. They can really go after the quarterback just because he's got one big dude in there, Tavondre Sweat now. They just traded away Tremaine Johnson. They just need a guy that could get after the passer, that could get after the quarterback across from Will McDonald. I really do think that Ruben Bain can defend the run well enough anyway, and you can, flip him inside if you want to for that reason, kind of like an Aaron Donald type thing. But I don't think they're going to go Bain. I think the length is going to scare them. I do think they could take David Bailey. For me, Bailey, again, he was just like I don't like the fact that he did play against inferior competition, and he was like, playing against these tackles where he just kind of sped past them. Like, I didn't see enough bend in his, like, in the couple games I watched. Like, he was a pass rush specialist. I'm just not sold he will be a contributor in the run game. But I do think somebody is going to like him enough to take him in the top 3, whether that is the Jets or the Cardinals. But the one that I'm assuming that they really want is Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese, he wants to be an edge rusher. That's what he said. For me, there's not enough for him for like scouts to really go off of, I guess, because out of 600 defensive snaps, only 119 were pass rush. And I like the other thing about it is, like, I don't know if he necessarily fits the scheme. Now I could always I'm just looking here, just seeing like how many snaps he had. D-line 327. He was in the slot quite a bit. He was in the box as well. Okay. Well, he was on the D-line quite a bit, so he's probably in a lot of blitz packages. But we're going to go Arvell Reese just because that's what I keep seeing. That's what I keep hearing, too. So this is a predictive mock draft. Now, it could surprise everybody. I would take Ruben Bain there, but, I can't speak much more on that. Number 3, the Cardinals. They need O-line help. And they could use a guy off the edge there. They got Ojulari and, I'm trying to think, who else do they have? What else do the Cardinals have? Like, I know their linebackers. They got, like, Zaven Collins and they got Walter Nolan and defensive tackle. They can still add to that D line. I do think. Again, that was just using AI, but like, I think Ruben Bain would be a not too bad fit. Just because I do think because I know they're in a 3-4, so that does make it kind of hard for Bain to really go after the passer. But I do think he's good. Again, like I said, I do think he's a good enough run defender to play, just kind of kick him inside a little bit. And for him to go next to, I just named the Ole Miss defensive tackle from last year. I do think that would work. Now, when we look at other players at that spot too, because this is just so tough. Again, you got David Bailey, who I do think a lot of people, he is a good fit there too. If you just want like a seamless fit, David Bailey would be the guy right across Josh Sweat. They need tackle Maui Noah. I've seen that pick. Caleb Down. I don't think Caleb Downs goes this early. Sonny Styles, I've heard, is an option. I mean, I personally like Sonny Styles more as a weak side linebacker, and I don't like how people have these types of guys who are just so explosive and just can really, attack the ball downfield, downhill, excuse me. I don't like how much teams just take those guys and just drop them back into covers like they do. I think they should be around the line of scrimmage, how he was used in Ohio State. In this case, he would more so be like the Mike of that defense. So I'm not really not too sure how I feel about that. Honestly, if the way I think how Monty Ossenfort thinks, I would imagine he would just take Ruben Bain Jr. if he can't trade down. So I'm going to go Ruben Bain Jr. here, which nobody calls him Ruben Bain Jr. I just call him Ruben Bain, but that's the pick where I'm like, okay, we're at 3. We can't trade down. Well, we can trade down, but the people that are offering aren't willing to give up enough. Let's just take Ruben Bain here and just figure it out. That's kind of my way of looking at it, and I think Monty Ossenfort would do the same. Now, the Titans at 4. Jeremiah Love, there's been a lot of talk about him here. There's a lot of talk about him in the pick before with the Cardinals. I never considered that, considering I do believe that Trey Benson does have a shot at being a pretty good running back in this league. But Jeremiah Love here at 4 for the Titans. I mean, get a weapon for Cam Ward. I get that. I mean, they left a hole at defensive tackle there. They still got Jeffrey Simmons, obviously, and he's going to be there for the long haul. But you just trade away T'Vondre Sweat, but you got Jermaine Johnson. I do think Sonny Styles is a possibility here, considering they really don't have anybody at the linebacker position as it is. David Bailey still on the board. I don't know who else. Hold on, let me just look at the Titans depth chart here. Okay, Olu Oladejo. They got Arden Key. Yeah, these guys just aren't moving me. I mean, At weak side, I mean Cedric Gray was okay, I guess. In there, I don't know. For me personally, I'm not quite too sure if the NFL is sold on taking a weak off the ball linebacker in the top 5. I'm not 100% sold on that. I think the last off the ball linebacker that was taken in the top 5 was, let's see, 2019, 2020. I mean, 2019. I think it was 2019. It wasn't Devin Bush. It was the other Devin. For Buccaneers, Devin White. 2020, no, I don't think so. I think 2020, the top linebacker was Isaiah Simmons. 2021, I'm trying to think. 2021 was the Trevor Lawrence year, and that was, so it was the top 3. And then the Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase. 2022, yeah, I think it was 2019, I think. And Devin White didn't pan out very well. Again, shouldn't really go off of that. And again, this is kind of a different draft. I think this draft is weaker than last year's draft, and we thought last year's draft was pretty weak. So, same time, I don't know. Equally, David Bailey is going to be on the radar. It's really between these 3: Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love, and David Bailey. You can honestly throw wide receiver in there, like Mekhi Lemon. I would probably take Mekhi Lemon here. I do believe Mekhi Lemon could be a superstar. There's so many options here. If I were the Titans, if Washington wanted to come up just to make sure they got one of the defensive studs, whether it's Sonny Styles or David Bailey, I would do it if I were the Titans. Go back, recoup some draft capital, and then you take Mekhi Lemon or you take Carnell Tate. But since they're here, I don't know. Is Tony Pollard still? Is he still on the Titans? Signed a 3-year in March 2020. Okay, so he's got one more year on his deal. They might just roll with Pollard there. Yeah, I'm gonna take. Sonny Styles here at 4. That was tough. Tough taking a linebacker there, but I think they're gonna like him more than David Bailey, which is confusing because I do think David Bailey can be a good pass rusher. I just worry about his run defense, and I think Robert Saleh is going to prioritize his run defense more with Sonny Styles. Giants at 5. Obviously Caleb Downs is definitely in the conversation here. David Bailey. There's been talk about Jeremiah Love, but I honestly don't think they care to take a running. I mean, they got Scattaboo. I don't think they. And do they still have Tyrone Tracy? Is he still? No, Tyrone Tracy contract. Here we go. Runs through 2027. Okay, so he was selected in 2024. So yeah, I don't think they're going to take one here. They're obviously not going to go David Bailey. I don't know. Maui Noah could be. I mean, honestly, because I don't know. Are they still trying to? I'm searching up contracts here, but are they still trying to do anything with Evan Neal, or is he on his way out? Right guard linebacker, it says. So they try to kick him into guard anyway. So I don't even know who they're starting left tackle. But here, let's just do this. Who are the Giants starting right tackle? Oh, Illuminor, duh. Gosh darn it. I blanked on that. I don't know. I would probably take Mekhi Lemon here. Just get another weapon for Jackson Dart. But Caleb Downs, I know some Giants fans want Caleb Downs. That would suck for the Commanders. Yeah, I mean, because when you think of Caleb Downs, you think of, okay, this is Harbaugh's new Kyle Hamilton. And I don't know, how much did he play in the box? He played deep a lot. He played a lot of deep and in the box. So he's a versatile safety, which we all knew. So 50-50. Honestly, I don't think Harbaugh wouldn't want to take him here, but I know I've heard a lot about Downs, dropping a little bit, so tough. I'm gonna take Downs here. I feel like that's the only real pick that can be made there, especially because they're not taking Bailey. They got two good pass rushers there. And they're trying to trade away Thibodeau, so Jeremiah Love, not really. I mean, you can make a case for Maui Noah, but here I'm not too sure if that's an option. I would actually say the Browns could go Maui Noah here, or they could go Mekhi Lemon. It's real. I mean, I like Mekhi Lemon more than Carnell Tate. And it's not because Carnell Tate ran slower than expected at the Combine. I just think Mekhi Lemon has more, he has elite potential out of the slot, which I think is more valuable than someone like Carnell Tate who could line up out wide and beat you deep. And I think that's more so the trend that the NFL is going in with guys like Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp in his prime just a couple of years ago. You look at Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those guys are what's kind of Jackson Smith and Jigba. Those guys are kind of what's dominating the NFL right now. So for me, I would go Mekhi Lemon. I don't think the rumors about his team interviews really, they don't matter to me. Hold on one second. I gotta do this real quick. My bad, y'all. All right, we back. So yeah, for me, I'm just gonna take Lemon here and just forget about it. Still need to address the QB situation though. Uh, Commanders at 7. This one for me is David Bailey. This is probably the lowest he goes. Somebody's just gonna fall in love with his pass rush upside, and hopefully hopefully he could kind of get better, fill out his game as far as defending the run, that sort of thing. But yeah, Washington gets one of the defensive studs, so to say. The Saints at pick 8. For me, I mean, I look at someone like Monroe Freeling or again Maui Noah. They can put Fuanga in it. Has Fuanga been playing in at guard? I think so. I could be totally wrong about that, but Jeremiah Love seems to be the pick for me here, which I don't know how many Chiefs fans want Jeremiah Love. I don't know if he's in the cards not in the cards, but I don't know if they truly want him at 9 if he's able to fall there. I don't know if they're going to take a running back, though, especially when, I don't know. The Saints, though, I think Kellen Moore just wants literally anything. I mean, you could go Carnell, just something to boost the offense, give the offense a little bit of explosion. It looks like you might have something in Tyler Shuck. You still got Chris Olave there. He's kind of had a resurgence with Tyler Shuck kind of turning it up a little bit. You can look at D-line here too. Like Caleb Banks for me isn't out of the question here. You look at a guy like Akeem Mesidor. I mean, I don't think you're going to take Mesidor here, but that sort of thing. If you were to go down that alley, I'm just going to take Jeremiah Love. Just get the best player on the board, just to really give your offense a boost. I don't know what's happening with Kamara. I think. What's his contract looking like? I gotta keep looking at this stuff. Contract details. Okay. Here are the details of Alvin Kamara's contract. His current deal keeps him with the Saints through at least the 2026 season. So it won't be long before he's out of there. So, I think Jeremiah Love, if he's there at 8, I think the Saints take him. Just give him a little bit of a boost in that offense. So the Chiefs on the clock at 9 just miss out on Jeremiah Love. If they were to take him, I don't know. They just traded away their best corner, their best defensive player, arguably, to the Rams. Maui Noah is a legitimate he's a legitimate pick here, I feel like, because let's see. Let's take a look here. 2025 NFL depth chart. I mean, this doesn't mean anything, 2025, but okay. So they had Sumatia at left guard, left tackle. They got Josh Simmons. They just released Jawan Taylor. I don't think Jalen Moore's going to do it for him. I think Maui Noah has a real shot of going here after they just released Jawan Taylor. I do think there's a legitimate shot for Monroe Freeling too, just because he has that upside of like he can move his feet well. How big is he? He's like 315, 6, just a big dude. I guess not, huh? I thought you played a little bit of right tackle. Maui Noah, though, I think, pretty sure Maui Noah, yeah, right tackle. Pure right tackle. I'm actually going to take Maui Noah here. You release Jawan Taylor, reset right tackle, just get Maui Noah. A lot of people think he's the best offensive lineman in the draft. To get him at 9, I think you got to be happy if you're a Chiefs fan. But the Bengals at 10. I mean, literally anybody on defense. I feel like Caleb Banks should be the pick here. Dylan Thieneman, I've also seen as the pick here. Mesidor. Wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to bring Mesidor in. Although, I feel like if we're going to rebuild the defense, maybe go with someone a little younger. I know I'm not supposed to make the age thing a big deal, and I get that. But I don't know what the Bengals are trying to do. I don't know. I'm going to take Caleb Banks here. Just get a guy in there that got elite physical traits, elite physical ability. Just needs to put it together, stay healthy. Because he really showed flashes a couple seasons ago when he was fully healthy. I think he just needs to stay on the field, take the coaching well, that sort of thing. And that seems like coach speak, but that's literally all it is, though. I believe in the talent of Caleb Banks. So, pick 11, the Dolphins. Again, anything defense for him here, right? I mean, Carnell Tate would be interesting here. I feel like Dylan Thieneman could be a guy here for him too. Like, just get a guy with, again, great physical traits. 6 foot 200. I mean, he's got great instincts. He lines up everywhere. That wouldn't shock me. They could go Mansour Delane. I would not. Honestly, that might be the pick, actually. Mansour Delane. I mean, let's look here. I mean, he had a great season. I mean, he's just a good boundary corner. Honestly, just get Mansour Delane. Get Mansour Delane if you're Jeff Hafley. You didn't really have much corner help in Green Bay. Get him a corner in Miami. Pick 12, the Cowboys. I mean, Mesidor makes a lot of sense for him, doesn't it? Yeah, Mesidor across Ezeraku. You got Quinn Williams and Kenny Clark in there. Not a bad defensive front. I know they're rumored to get being on Max Crosby. Don't know if that's going to be a real thing. They were really kicking the can down the road with these restructures that happened this morning. I think Thieneman, again, is another option. I'll keep on saying Thieneman. Don't think they're... I mean, I think Jermon McCoy, he's going to be tumbling down draft boards because he didn't do anything at the Combine. So I wonder if that injury really screwed him up. I honestly can't think of anything else besides Mesidor here. Unless they were to trade George Pickens, they could pick up Carnell Tate maybe. They're kind of similar. This may seem early for Mesidor, but also I'm not sure if it is. I'm gonna take Mesidor here. For the Cowboys. Yeah, I feel like that's a good pick for them, considering what else was on the board here. You could maybe CJ. I think it's too early for CJ Allen though. You think maybe Avion Terrell, maybe, yeah, but at the same time, who knows for sure. At the Rams on the clock at pick 13, They just traded for Trent McDuffie, so that corner need is crossed off. I mean, they could use another corner, honestly. But just because they did that, let's just see what they got. What do they got? Let's take a look at. Here we go. Okay, yep, Alaric Jackson. I think they... Yeah, McLennan was good for him. He was decent at least. I don't know if they want to take tackle here. Do you double up on corner? Take CJ Allen? I don't know. I mean... Look at the safeties. That's so tough. They might trade this pick too. I don't see why they need it. I mean, I feel like they should trade back. I don't know, dude. I mean, you look at wide receiver. Who do they have at wide receiver? I mean, yeah, who do they have at wide receiver behind Nacua and Adams? Do you take Carnell Tate here? It seems very much like a luxury pick. Other than that, I mean, I could see Terrell here for the Rams. I mean, I don't know, dude. Do they take... I don't think they take Ty Simpson. They're trying to go all in, man. I'm going to take Terrell here. Really fill out that corner room. Don't give Darius Williams a chance to play. That's all I gotta say. The Ravens at pick 14. Hold on, whoops. Ravens at pick 14. I'm just going to look at the depth chart for every freaking team here, dude. I'm just... Because I'm like, dude, are the receivers really that bad? They got Bateman, they got Hopkins, they got Flowers. I mean, yeah, maybe you take another receiver here. I don't know. Maybe it's... Honestly, I don't think Ione's out of the question. Is he? Is he out of the question? You need interior help bad, especially with Linderbaum probably gone. I mean, you look at their edge group too. It's not great. I mean, Keldrick Falk maybe, but I don't think he's worth taking here. Cassius Howell, same thing. You look at McDonald. I don't know. I think Lee Hunter is worth taking here, honestly. Shoot, man, it just lines up with need. Do they take Carnell Tate here? I don't know. The thing is with the Ravens, they take first round receivers year in and year out. It just never works for me. So why? I feel like it's just redoing the same thing. It's just insanity. But I'm gonna take him. Like Carnell Tate, pick 14. I like, you can't just march out DeAndre Hopkins' old ass and Rashad Bateman, who hasn't done anything in his career, was Zay Flowers. Like, you got to get a helper for him. I mean, who's to say, like, nothing happens to any of those guys? Like, you got to get, especially with Likely probably out the door, potentially, too. So, that's, again, I think that's the right pick there is Carnell Tate. But again, they just cannot get it right with the receiver, taking the receivers in the first round. They did it with Zay Flowers, and that kind of worked, I think. He was pretty good last year. But I don't know. The Ravens have done it so much. Pick 15, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers need a lot, man. I'm not going to take Kenyon Sadiq here. I think Ione is definitely an option for him. Let's just look at their depth chart for. Just for shits and gigs here. Cody Mauch, Graham Barton, Ben Bredesen. I mean, I think they need a right tackle. I don't know. Is that Freeling? But I don't know if they have patience for Freeling. Tyke Smith. They need someone off the edge, man. But literally, I just cannot get around to Keldrick Falk. Nope, not TJ Parker. Dude. It's so tough. It is so tough. I mean, hold on a second. I don't know. Do they? I honestly don't know how Ben Morrison did last year. Jamel Dean, is he? Jamel Dean's a free agent, isn't he?
All you gotta do is go.
Shut up. No, it doesn't tell me his contract here. I need to know. I think he's a free agent. I'm pretty sure I saw that he's a free agent. Okay, you got 1 year left on his deal. So how am I call him? It would be so easy to just pick edge if there was a good one here. They've just Keldrick Falk does not fit what they need. I think Cassius Howell does. I don't know, brother. This is tough. How did Tyke Smith do today? Dylan Thieneman. There he goes. I think he could do all kinds of stuff all over that defense. I don't know. It was a tough pick. Dylan Thieneman's just that guy where he just fell too far for me not to pick him there. That was tough. Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one for the Buccaneers. I think they really just got to trade up and make sure they get one of these corners or get Mesidor, something like that. Yeah, the Jets at 16. This is with the pick that they got in the Sauce Gardner trade. I would take Omar Cooper here, I think. I would take him over Jordan Tyson right now. So too good of a wide. His release package is so good. Off the line of scrimmage, better than Carnell Tate's even. I think him and Carnell Tate are kind of neck and neck. 17, the Lions. They need interior help. They need help on the offensive line. Fano is available. Again, Freeling still available. But I'd imagine... Yeah, I'm going to go Fano here. Get some help on that offensive line that the Lions apparently need as far as this season went, so... Whoa. Chill out. Let's see here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, we are on to pick 18 for the Vikings. I think they would have liked one of these corners to fall. Jermod McCoy. I can see Jermod McCoy for sure. Get taken here. I don't know. I mean, because let's think. They're trading away. I think they're going to trade away their edge rusher, who was previously in Houston. This is tough. They go McCoy. Let's look here. Whoops. Their whole offensive line's pretty dang set. They got Jalen Redmond there. I think they're gonna release Javon Hargrave if they haven't already. Gernard's getting traded. They have Dallas Turner there. They're gonna give him a shot, I think, at that position. They got Van Ginkel, Rodgers, Metellus. I would say Harrison Smith's gonna retire. Maybe you look at Emmanuel McNeil Warren at this spot. It might be a little early for that. But besides really that, I mean, Obviously, the interior of the defensive line needs help. You got Peter Woods. Not really sure how they feel about him with him showing up pretty light. I don't know. I mean, I think their linebackers are fine. They don't need. I mean, corner. I mean, you really. I can only think of Jermon McCoy here. Panthers at 19. They barely made the playoffs. Really gave the Rams something to fight for. I don't know if wide receiver is really a need for them. They've got McMillan. They've got Coker. I think they're going to bring Coker back at least. Otherwise, you could look at Denzel Boston. You could look at Jordan Tyson. The problem with Jordan Tyson is, do you think he's going to stay healthy for his career? He hasn't in college. They need help on the defensive line. I do think this is the first spot where I think Keldrick Falk could go. You're thinking maybe Cade McDonald. I'm going to go Keldrick Falk here. I've been talking about him the past 10 picks, about how teams need these edge rushers, or not edge rushers, but just edges, and they can't really draft Keldrick Falk there. So, Packers, not Packers. Cowboys at 20. Here, they drafted Mesidor. I forgot. Let's see who's on. Honestly, McNeil Warren wouldn't be a bad pick here. I am still a fan of him. I love his playmaking ability. Maybe C.J. Allen here. I haven't done enough tape on C.J. Allen. I'll go C.J. Allen here. Really just revamp that defense. You really do upgrade that defense pretty good with C.J. Allen and Akeem Mesidor. That does give it a pretty good boost. And the Steelers at 21, they got a lot of decisions to make as far as the quarterback goes. Kyler Murray's going to be out there. Mac Jones. Does Aaron Rodgers come back? Malik Willis. Although I'm not sure if Malik Willis goes there. But you got a lot of options here. Otherwise, this is a prime Ty Simpson spot. But I feel like we do this every year with back half of round one QBs. It's the Steelers could get that guy. The same thing with Jackson Dart last year. They need something on offense. I don't know who they have at tackle. Oh yeah, Broderick Jones, Troy Fatanu. Okay, so their offensive line really isn't terrible. I mean, I would say right guard, Mason McCormick, for sure. I feel like needs to be addressed. Otherwise, you look at wide receiver. Is a Denzel Boston worth taking here? I don't think so. You look at DB again, it's just, man, Chuck Clark is still there, really. I think safety's definitely an underrated need for him. I I like their defense really mostly. It's just like I like that. I think Jordan Tyson goes here. Honestly, I'm gonna go Tyson. They need a wide receiver. He's got a lot of upside. DK Metcalf. I mean, he's still showed that he was a good player. For me personally, I think he was kind of disappointing. I'm gonna be very honest. Chargers at 22. They need interior help. Let's just go Ione. Let's go Ione. Really beef up that interior. You've got a lot going for you now. You know, you've got the tackle from I'm blanking on his name right now. You got Joe Alt and you got top tier left tackle. Really, you just need to fill out that interior, man. You got to fill it out, and if you do that, you protect Justin Herbert, make lanes for Omarion Hampton. 23, the Eagles. Talk about trading away Dallas Goedert. So I get the tight end thing here. Kenyon Sadiq, I do think should be taken in late round 1, so this would be an option for him. Although I do think Monroe Freeling could. I mean, I don't know. Can you put him at right tackle? Is the thing is like, because Lane Johnson, he's got another year or so. You got guard. Let's look at the Eagles real quick. Because again, I can't remember anything. So you got Mailata, Dickerson. Jurgens was fine. I thought Steen was okay. Still, I feel like you get an upgrade there. Not really much to look at. You don't want to. You're not drafting Monroe Freeling to play guard either. You have Mailata at left tackle, so I don't know if Freeling's the best option here either. Edge for sure. I don't know if you're going to take Cassius Howell here though. TJ Parker, same thing. Really, just the defense edge. I mean, you could look at Zion Young as a possibility. I think Zion Young would be a great fit, actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah, let's go Zion Young for him. Just really because I don't know what's going to happen with, I don't know. Isn't it a contract year for Jalen Phillips? Is that why? No, he can't have been drafted. Yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent. Okay. Yep. So just get Zion Young there. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Cleveland Browns. They picked. Who did I pick? Mekhi Lemon. Earlier in the first round at pick 6. At 24. I mean, this is Ty Simpson territory, but I think Todd Monken likes Shedeur Sanders. I think he's going to try and win with Shedeur Sanders first. I could see why they would think it's not worth it taking Ty Simpson here. I think most of the Cleveland fan base likes Shedeur Sanders anyways. I don't know whether or not the Browns, I don't know where the Browns are going to put Tytus Howard. I'm not entirely sure. Looks like they're going to put him at right tackle. Cam Robinson. Bro, this is so tough. They're going to have to do a lot of shuffling around. I would just have them take Monroe Freeling here. Just figure it out. Just figure it out. The Bears at 25. All the defensive talent is pretty much dried up. I mean, you got Cassius Howell here, but he's not a scheme fit for what Dennis Allen wants. CJ Allen's been gone. I think he got picked by Dallas. I'm eyeing down Emmanuel McNeil Warren, but I also wouldn't mind Lee Hunter here. Also, wouldn't mind Caleb Lomu. Do we know what his arms look like? The Bears have a left tackle problem, so that's why I was like, huh. But I think they're going to address that by putting in a veteran. I'm going to go McNeil Warren here at 25. Just gives them that support at safety because you don't know if you're going to bring Byard back, and I'm pretty sure Brisker is as good as gone. So just get a safety, really fill up that secondary again. There's no value at linebacker. And again, I mean, Lee Hunter could have been. I mean, Lee Hunter. I honestly probably should have taken Lee Hunter. That's okay. 26, the Bills. Denzel Boston's here. They need a prime edge rusher. Excuse me. Haven't really gotten into too much Denzel Boston right now. 6'4". 209. Huh. I guess let's just throw shit at a wall and pick Denzel Boston here for Bills. 27, the Niners. I'm looking at anything defense for them. There's Cassius Howell here. There's T.J. Parker. I don't know. Let's look at that 49ers. Let's look at the 49ers depth chart here. They're in a little bit of a bind with Trent Williams. And if Trent Williams is gone, that offensive line is brutal, I feel like. I feel like they really could have used Monroe Freeling here. But Caleb Lomu's there. I don't know. He's 6'6", 308, redshirt sophomore. You know what? Just because I don't know if they're going to pay Trent Williams, I'm going to take Caleb Lomu here. 28, the Texans. I mean, they need offensive line, right? I mean, this is where the run gets going. There's Pregnone. The offensive linemen are pretty much getting off board. Let's look at the Texans. They really made a significant turnaround in the season. You got Ursary at left tackle, Trent Brown at right, Jake Andrews. Yeah, you need so much. I'd say everything but left tackle is good because you just drafted Ursary. I mean, Caden Proctor would probably be the guy. He's a big risk, though. I mean, just a big dude. I'm not too sure about his feet. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to do there. I don't think they could take Proctor. Blake Miller, possibly. Blake Miller would be someone I think they'd consider. But that would be... I mean, at this point in the draft, you probably just take him. You don't care about the value much, really. You're at that point in the season. Now, the Chiefs that just got this pick for Trent McDuffie, they still need quite a bit here. Yeah, Jadarian Price. Really not a good running back class outside of Love. They took Maui Noah earlier. Defensive interior. For me, I mean, the values with Lee Hunter, you could take him, put him next to Chris Jones. I think he's got a lot of upside as a pass rusher, like Chris Jones. Yeah, screw it. Let's get Lee Hunter here. Get him on that D line. Pick 30, the Broncos. Man, they got so close to potentially winning a Super Bowl this year. I don't think they need much. I mean, Kenyon Sadiq would be an interesting pick here. I mean, let's look here. Let's look at the interior offensive line. Jake Slaughter, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of options on day 2 for them to take that position. I mean, let's look at linebacker. Anthony Hill Jr., Jake Golday. I think Jacob Rodriguez has a real chance of being taken earlier just because his production was insane. Kyle Lewis. Let's look at the Broncos depth chart here. Yeah, man. The Broncos defense is already pretty dang good. Their roster is pretty stacked for the most. I would say maybe they add another wide receiver. I don't know if you could trust. You know what? Actually, now I think about it, looking at their tight ends, I'm like, I don't know if Evan Ingram's really that guy. I'm going to go Kenyon Sadiq here. Evan Ingram, there's got to be a limit to how much he could get paid. Get a young guy. I think Kenyon Sadiq with Sean Payton would be so cool. Patriots at 31. They just released Stephon Diggs. Do they go with a younger option and KC Concepcion? All the good wide receivers are gone. Not all the good all the round 1 wide receivers, I'd say. KC Concepcion is probably the only guy left. He's 5'11", 190. He's considered the next Tyreek Hill. I personally would not go wide receiver. Could they use an edge? Yes. I don't know if TJ Parker is a guy at this point. Let's look at the Patriots. Let's look at the depth chart here. They're not going to move on from Will Campbell, so I can't really do anything there. I mean, Kairos Tonga was good for him. Williams, Christian Barmore, Harold Landry. Yeah, they could use another edge rusher, but I don't know if T.J. Parker is the guy. But honestly, at this point, it's the second round. It's been the second round. At 32, the Seahawks. I don't know, do they really need interior? I guess, maybe. In order to boost that offense, I would say a little bit more. I mean, this roster is just so built. This is tough. Let's look at the Seahawks depth chart. All right, on the offensive line, you got Charles Cross, good. Gray Zabel, Sundell, yeah, you could really use another center. Bradford, right guard, yeah, I'd say, yeah. Okay, so center, right guard for sure. Defense is crazy. Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Jaron Reed, Marcus Lawrence, Drake Thomas, Ernest Jones Jr., Ernest Jones, the fourth, excuse me. Shannon Welsu, Devin Witherspoon, Kobe Bryant, Julian Love. Josh Jobe, Rick Woolen. I'd say maybe they get another corner. There's Colton Hood. I don't know, maybe pending DeMarcus Lawrence's. I mean, they got Boye Mafe, though. Boye Mafe's not bad. It's tough. Tough. I'm going to give him Colton Hood. All right. That is it. We can take a look at this real quick. Look at the first round top to bottom. Not really sure about this one. This one kind of went a little clunkier than I thought it would. But you got Fernando Mendoza 1, Arvell Reese 2, Ruben Bain Jr. 3, Sonny Styles 4, Caleb Downs, Makai Lemon, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love, Ferris Malinoa, Caleb Banks, Mansour Delane, Keem Mesidor, Avion Terrell, Carnell Tate, Dylan Thieneman, Omar Cooper Jr., Spencer Fano, Jermon McCoy, Keldrick Falk, C.J. Allen, Jordan Tyson, Olaione, Zion Young, Monroe Freeling, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Denzel Boston, Caleb Lomu, Blake Miller, Lee Hunter, Kenyon Sadiq, T.J. Parker, Colton Hood. That'll be it, I think, boys. That'll be it. Some slight for today. Nothing too much. Let me just see what's going on the interwebs. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I just want to share my thoughts on that. Obviously, I'm going to dive a little deeper into this year's draft class and get a really good grasp on how things are going. But yeah, that'll be it, guys. I appreciate you watching.